Dads, what's the most ridiculous lie you ever got away with? I convinced my daughter that her imaginary friend moved to Canada to become a professional hockey player. Now she's an Olympic-level skater herself. It all started when Sarah was 5 and obsessed with her imaginary friend Sparkles. This wasn't just any imaginary friend. Sarah had created an entire backstory for her. Sparkles was a purple unicorn who could ice skate and loved maple syrup. Every morning, Sarah would set a place at breakfast for Sparkles. She'd leave drawings under her pillow at night. My wife and I played along because, hey, imaginary friends are normal, right? But then Sarah started getting really upset that Sparkles never ate the food or took the drawings. One Saturday morning, I'm making pancakes when Sarah comes downstairs crying. "Daddy, I think Sparkles doesn't like me anymore." My heart broke, seeing her little face all red and puffy. Without thinking, I blurted out, "Oh, honey, didn't Sparkles tell you? She got recruited by the Canadian national hockey team." Sarah's eyes went wide. "But Sparkles is a unicorn." I doubled down. "That's exactly why they want her. They need a magical mascot who can skate better than anyone else. She had to leave last night for training camp in Toronto." I thought that would be the end of it. I was so wrong. Sarah demanded details. What position would Sparkles play? Where exactly? In Toronto. Could we visit? I found myself creating this elaborate story about how Sparkles was now living in a special stable at the Maple Leafs arena, practicing her slap shots at night when no humans were around. "Can she write me letters?" Sarah asked. And because I'm apparently insane, I said yes. For the next 3 years, I wrote monthly letters from Sparkles. I'd use fancy paper, purple ink, even learned calligraphy. Each letter described hockey games, Canadian weather, her unicorn teammates. I'd sprinkle in real NHL scores to make it believable. The craziest part? Sarah started begging for ice skating lessons so she could be like Sparkles. We signed her up thinking it'd be a phase. Nope, she was obsessed. Every time she'd fall, she'd get back up saying Sparkles wouldn't quit. When she landed her first jump, she asked me to take a video to send to Canada. By age 8, Sarah was competing locally. Her coach pulled us aside one day. "Your daughter has real talent. She keeps talking about some hockey player named Sparkles." I just nodded and changed the subject. The lies got more complex. When Sarah was 10, she wanted to visit Sparkles in Toronto. I had to create this whole story about how unicorns can only be seen by other magical creatures, and humans could only visit the empty stable. We actually went to Toronto, visited the Hockey Hall of Fame, saw a Leafs game. I'd point to empty seats and say, "That's where the unicorn section is." Sarah trained harder than any kid I'd ever seen. 4 a.m. practices, extra sessions, summer camps. Her walls were covered with figure skating posters next to my forged Sparkles letters. When she was 12, she qualified for junior nationals. In her victory speech, she thanked her parents and my best friend Sparkles, who taught me to never give up. A reporter asked who Sparkles was. Before I could intervene, Sarah explained the whole story. Imaginary unicorn friend, moved to Canada, plays hockey. The reporter looked at me like I was crazy. The story made the local news as a cute human interest piece about childhood imagination. But here's where it gets wild. Sarah kept improving. By 15, she was training with Olympic hopefuls. Coaches from around the world wanted to work with her. They'd ask about her unusual motivation, and she'd seriously tell them about getting letters from a hockey-playing unicorn. Most thought it was some quirky superstition athletes have. Last year, at 17, Sarah made the Olympic team. During interviews, journalists kept asking about her inspiration. She'd smile and say, "When I was little, I had an imaginary friend who became a professional athlete. She showed me anything was possible." At the Olympic Village, Sarah called me crying. Not sad tears, happy ones. "Dad, I know Sparkles wasn't real. I figured it out when I was about 13.